Yo, shout out to the Most High. It's always the highest even when we're in our lower state. It's L-Deez, also known Lawrence the One, for another episode of I Need to Know. And guess what? We got some of this shea butter. You know what I'm saying? What is this? Shanae, I heard that. But this go crazy. You only need a little bit. It's like saffron. It's expensive, but a little bit go a long way. But check it out, though. Who I got on this show?
Shoot, Angie Barefoot. Is this Barefoot short?
Okay, come a little closer to the mic.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's all good. Okay, so what's up with you, man?
Shoot, I just been chilling. Been on the East Coast. Came out to the West Coast to visit for a bit.
Okay, well, let's start from day one or something like that. Tell everybody what you do and why you're on the show.
Shoot, what I do anything pertaining to music, engineer, podcast help, production, anything, music direction, playing an instrument I don't even know.
Okay, okay, so you trying to get your credits in, huh?
Man, anything. Anything
well, don't say anything. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I say anything music related.
You know what I'm saying? I know you read the Bible. They say the devil used to use music, so please don't say anything, you know. Yeah. They might have you backstage at the porno office making beats, you know what I'm saying?
No, never that. I'm definitely in church every weekend.
Okay. But I got to ask you a question.
What's up?
If a huge porno music director wanted you to make beats for one of his little TV shows or something like that, would you do it?
We making a moniker. Easy.
You said what?
Gotta get that bag.
but God sees all.
That's okay. That's between me and him.
So check this out, though. Where did you start, man? What age did you start? Where did you start? How did it begin?
Nah, but on some seriousness, definitely at the age of 5. My dad called me on camera saying, "What do you want to do?" He was like, "All right." I said music. So ever since that, my dad was he was a pastor and a preacher, so I was always in the church doing music.
Okay.
Like one way or another, I couldn't sit still. I always found my way to the keyboard or to the drums.
Okay, you still can't sit still.
Oh no, can't.
So yeah,
the whole way.
So you grew up in the church. You know what I'm saying? Were you ever a singer as well?
No, and I hated it. And I regret it, but I hated it.
Okay. It wasn't a cool thing to do when you was young, huh?
Why are you reading me?
Because I know.
Exactly.
I know how it is. Like when you're young, right? You think when you're young, you want to be the villain, and when you get old, you want to be the hero.
Exactly, yeah.
You know?
That's definitely it. Mostly because like that vulnerability with melody.
Okay.
And like when you're young, you don't know what your voice sounds like. It's gonna change. People always telling you your voice is gonna change. You've seen people and their voice is changing. So it's like, I don't know if I really want to go down that avenue. Let me just go, strike a note that I know is gonna be always that note, as opposed to go over there and my voice crack and then I feel embarrassed. So yeah. It was definitely.
And especially in the church, no disrespect to the community and stuff like that, but when we was coming up in the 80s, if you was a boy that could sing, they associated that with you being gay.
True. No, that's definitely a thing, but at the same time, but if you could really sing.
Yeah. But if you had a Johnny Gill voice in there, like if you had a high-pitched voice.
You feel me? Nah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My mom had to break that down to me and like, yo, there's L-Deez, there's the whole falsetto era. Of music, so it's not necessarily about sexuality, and it's definitely a high point in masculinity at one point in music.
Well, so. You know what it is? As a kid, K-I-D.
No, yeah.
Because you're not having sex yet.
Yeah.
And you're very shapeable, and people, as kids, they're male and female, but they don't have any sexual orientation yet. I mean, in West Oakland, they might have, you know what I'm saying? They start young down there, but I'm saying, no, you still trying to figure it out. The difference between L-Deez and them, they grown. They're rock stars.
Have you seen the Jamie Foxx stand-up special?
Nah.
That Brady Bunch jump? There's a one where he just like, all right, so I couldn't play no secular music because I'm at my grandma's house, but I take, songs off of TV and make it good enough to make love to. And then he starts going into Brady Bunch, but does an R&B with like a gospel tale. So it's like you do at a certain point, and like PK are like noted as
PK. You saying pre-kindergarten?
No, PK as in preacher's kids.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
there's a stigma to that.
Yeah.
So when you have that, it kind of accelerates your learning of the world. But yeah, I don't.
Wait. Break that down, because you just tried to run a fast one on me. You said PK preacher's kid, it accelerates your learning to the world.
Yeah, because like when you are around a person who's dealing with that much emotional trauma of other people and the spirituality of other people, you kind of see people different. Like you see people's breakdowns, you see people's low points, you hear things you feel like you ain't supposed to hear, and you got to kind of keep that the same way other, the clergy would keep it. So when you have that type of understanding, then you're like, all right, I'm living a double life. I got my life in, this adult world looking like Tyler Perry type plots, and then you kind of got your elementary school life, and then you kind of have your whole childhood to make sense of it. And most PKs, I would say, have an interesting time making sense of that.
You know what? Because I know a lot of people that usually like when they're PKs, some of them be sheltered.
No, but that's the thing. That type of sheltered, that type of like conservative, I don't want to say like patronizing, but it does kind of agitate the learning process to the point where when you finally do get that freedom, you're like, I'm gone.
For sure.
I understand this. This isn't as bad as you thought it was, or you made it out to be. All right, what else is you wrong about? And then that, it snowballs into something different.
But it sounded like you had a good dad, though, that kind of kept you leveled out and balanced.
Yeah, he was definitely someone who also grew with me. And I feel like some parents, like, they get stuck in the way that they are. But my dad had a moment where it was like, your animation studio gets a new studio and you see like, the sharper angles and you start seeing the different artwork and you're like, oh, you becoming a different man. He's like, yeah, so is you. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are y'all close in age?
Me and my dad?
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay.
He had me when he was like 30. So
okay.
I'm like the baby. My brother and my sister are like 10 and 7 years older than me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm like the baby.
Well, you know what? Then he actually is a different parent with you than he was with them.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what the parents, my siblings be like.
I got kids that's 12 years apart.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? My oldest is 20 and my youngest is 8.
Well, I got a question for you then. So with that perspective of being the parent and having that type of age differentiation, what are some changes that you made or that you've noticed that you've made with like raising the first child versus the second child?
Okay, I'm glad you asked me that. When you get older, right?
Oh, God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan, they won 3 championships and then 3 championships, 2 sets of 3.
Yep.
The older you're getting, you're supposed to be more like Mike. He can't jump as high and I'm not as athletic, you know what I'm saying? But you get wiser and you understand the game more. When I had my first son, I was still running the streets, trying to thug and shit like that. So I wanted a thug son. But now I'm like, when you get older, you like, nah, we're not doing that and stuff like that. You just be more wiser and you calm down and you realize that a lot of things that you may have thought was important at the time really aren't important. And then your circle gets smaller. People die off, people that you used to hang out with, hang out with, you know what I'm saying, when y'all was getting loaded and whatever, then some of them become dope fiends, some chicks become hoes and shit like that, and then you made it through it. So now you're sitting like a veteran now.
Yeah, that is definitely a perspective that is interesting to have and also it's interesting to go through right now, especially with like what entrepreneurship is to like my generation. Okay. So like there's younger millionaires, there's more people doing more businesses. And a millionaire is more like a different tax bracket as opposed to an aspiration. It's now become a stepping stone. Okay. And it's not looked at as generational wealth, but more as like just another thing to do. And that type of business is like, it has changed the perspective of made it through, as you said. So it's like, it's an interesting way to see that dynamic shift. Just from,
life is a trip, Drew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because like, I asked my friend, did he view himself successful? He said, yeah, I'm alive. Now, what do you think about that? Like, is living enough just success?
I would say that person's probably happier than I am. Saying that, counting being alive as success, that is, I feel like that's some type of like Buddhism happiness. That's some enlightenment.
That's funny that you say that, right?
Yeah.
That's funny that you say that because I called all my friends and I played the game with one of them, because it's a crew of us. I said, if you could make a superhuman being and you could take an attribute from people that you care about, what would it be about this person? And you know what this brother said about the same one? He said, oh, he's very optimistic.
Yep. And be the ones you want in your circle.
Yeah, definitely.
You feel me? If your car on E, you don't want nobody to be like, oh, man, when we finna break down, you want to be like, no, we going to make it. You gonna make it?
Yeah, just pull over.
We got it. We gonna figure this out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you want them people.
So now that you know what I'm saying, that you grew up in church, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you still like play music for the church?
Yeah, so on the East Coast, that was like one thing that I made sure I did first was find a church. And now I'm at the Greater Harvest in DC, and I'm doing like little broadcasting, streaming up on the second floor, and then I run down, play the drums. You know, it's a small church, like not as big as this studio, but a little bit bigger.
Okay.
So there's like a small congregation, but it's still like I feel like the best type of joy comes from when you're of service.
Well, you know what's so crazy, because I always like to tie something in it. What about the church groupies?
What?
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 Do you have any church groupies that be like, that boy Drew sure can't play them drums?
Oh.
Hey, you know something? Hey, check this out. I gotta say one thing real quick. I told my son, I said, you know what? He said something. I said, man, you even as a gangster, you gotta have your laugh down. He said, what? I said, my gangster laugh is this. So then he said, hey, Dad, have you ever, really liked your chick, you know what I'm saying, but want to have sex with one of her partners? I said, yeah, your mama got 2 chicks. Your mama got 2 partners I want to fuck right now. And he said, who is they? I told him that name, and he said, So when you just laugh like that, he said, the groupies, he said, So my bad. So the church groupies, though.
Nah. It's never like, people go up to me. It's always like the preacher after he's done, because it's like.
You heard what he said? What did he say, Steve? The what? The preacher after he done.
Yeah, nah.
Watch this.
Because I'm always like, I'm running to and fro, like doing whatever. And then whenever like they, the lady, when she hands me like a little donation jump, she'll be like, oh, you played them drums. And then the preacher, the next service will be like, oh, yeah, no. Some people came up to me. They're like, oh, yeah, he playing.
Yeah.
He playing for real.
You know why they did that?
I have no clue.
Because the preachers, watch this. At your church, who's the king of the castle?
I ain't going to lie to you. That's a trick question.
It can be, because I seen this lady, right? She said, when you going to come to my church? I said, is it the big one behind Mexicali Rose that's like a castle? She said, yeah. I said, who's the king of that castle? She said, I forgot his name, but let's just say he said, Reverend Jackson. I said, it should be Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. It's a trick question. And like right now, they're in a transitional period, so they don't have a pastor.
Okay.
There's like this woman, Pam Johnson. Yeah, that's her name. And she's been running like everything, like holding it down. So
now, okay, so I've been studying, because I study religions, and there's a particular sect that I know. How do you feel about women that preach? Is that okay with you?
Of course.
It doesn't bother me either, but some people believe
there's a stigma, and it's crazy because like sometimes my dad hits me about his sermons and whatnot, and he'll talk about like the women as opposed to Jesus, because he's like, the women aren't really getting the notoriety and the respect that they deserve, because they were really holding it down. And then when it's time for like some behind the scenes movement, it'd be through the women. And right now I'm put on the spot, so I can't really go to straight examples. But I remember like thoroughly like how the few sermons ago, he was talking about how women are majority running all the church when, the men are gone doing whatever, realizing what life is, and then coming back to it. The women are always steady down there, 10 toes down, making sure everything is still running.
But it's, what's crazy, because your dad is 100% right. Like, if you have 2 children, they're both twins, right? Let's just say Daniel and Danielle. Danielle is the girl, Daniel is the boy. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? But you got to clarify in this day and age who is who. You sit there and get them both 3 toys. Right. You get Danielle a Barbie doll, an Easy Bake Oven, and a baby doll. You okay with that?
No.
What would you get her? She like 4 years old.
Keep it a buck. I just take her to the store, whatever. Let her pick 3 toys.
Okay.
After she surveys the whole store.
But what if it's Christmas and they got to be wrapped?
Hey, keep it a buck. The last time I ever got gifts, he was like, all right, enjoy that. And then the next Christmas, my dad was like, go in the store, get what you want, but you ain't going to have it. You going to give it away. And that was the last time I ever got anything for Christmas.
How old were you?
Like 8.
But she's 3.
Hey, man, they got to learn sometimes. Some sooner than others.
I mean, damn, you going to cut her 5 years short?
You feel me?
You going to cut her off 5 years short?
She going to understand. She going to be well taken care of.
Okay. So the point that I'm making is that you get a chick, a Barbie doll, a baby doll, an easy bake oven. Mm-hmm. But then you get the boy, a transformer, a football, and let's just say a toy gun or some shit, right?
Right.
Those toys that you got him are subconsciously telling him that he's a traveler. Transformers travel. They're from Cybertron. If it's a G.I. Joe, they go around the world. Football teams travel. If you go hunting, you have to go hunt for something. What do hunters do? They're not walking around the damn. Some niggas is walking around the projects with the gun, not going nowhere. But that's because they protect themselves from being hunted. Because another motherfucker from across, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're taught to travel when they finish traveling, and that's when they settle down. Mm-hmm. Women are taught to be domesticated. The baby doll is teaching her how to be a mother. The Barbie doll is teaching her how to be a woman. And the Easy Bake Oven is teaching her how to cook for her family. That's why they play house with her. Whew.
Man, you took it in a direction I did not expect. I thought you were going to be
like... I mean, according to you ain't going to take it no direction because you're going to let her pick her own shit out.
I mean, you feel me? She going to find her own identity.
No, that's real, though. That's real.
Like that whole... whatchamacallit, the Wade and his kid.
You gonna put me on blast?
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Oh, wow, you said something crazy?
No, but this finna go there though. What's happening?
But it's just an example of just letting your children teach you and letting them find their own identity. And especially with like Wade's kid is like they're straight no matter what. So they have that type of opportunity. No, like they're taking care of it.
No.
Drake.
No, but
Drake. You hit me with the Soldier Boy. Oh my goodness.
It's so stupid. But I mean, that's what they do in their house and that's their business. But as long as there's love in there,
right.
Me personally, I think that a child should at least learn life more and stuff like that before they start making those decisions that they can't take back. Like, I don't even believe kids who get tattoos in high school. Like, when I was coming up, you was a badass motherfucker. If you had a tattoo at like 13, you was getting out of juvenile hall, probably so dope. I mean, you were a badass motherfucker.
It was definitely.
Am I lying ass? If you had a tattoo in high school, we talking 94.
I mean, even in the I went to middle school in the early 2000s. So when I saw like a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old like Samoan kid in Antioch tatted up, with a sleeve, like, sir, how did you even, what are you doing? It's so I'm like, okay.
But that's part of their culture a little bit. But I'm
just talking about like just in general. There's just be certain like kids like, and for me,
because they be having tribal tats. With the tribal
tats. There's also some black kids, some Hispanic kids that like tatted. I'm just saying like that was what I saw predominantly, and it was like, okay, if when it comes to football, I want you on my team. After that, like, I'm gonna leave you alone. Like, we have no business like associating. But other than that, like, nah, they were definitely. I don't want to say a red flag, but like.
Yeah.
If some shit pop off.
Life has changed so much and stuff like that. Hey, I was going to ask you something about your music though real quick.
What's happening?
What are some of the biggest credits that you got?
I have no idea. Like Collaborate, Don Quez.
And who is that? I heard of that person.
Don Quez?
Yeah.
Don Quez, he's from Stockton. Great guy. He's been rapping for a minute. I think he's with Empire, but he has a project coming out called Hell of a Ride. It's on September 3rd. Make sure y'all pre-order that because we had a listening party a few days ago. What was it? Friday? Yeah. He had that spot going up, and it literally, he played the the second track, blew out the speakers, and I was like, oh my goodness. This is.
Who does he put you in the mind frame of if I'm sitting up there listening to him?
I don't know, because it's like he has like Pilo-ish vibes, but then he also has like this turn up of like Detroit or like.
Is he black?
No.
Okay.
He is not.
What is he?
I have no clue.
Oh, he one of them that you can't tell.
Ambiguous as hell. And I have never asked him because it never crossed my mind, but it's like.
Or do you not know how to ask him?
No, I know how to ask. What are you? What is your ethnicity?
What is your nationality?
Exactly.
What is your race?
You feel me? But nah, I just never asked. I just knew he wasn't black, so he couldn't say the N-word.
Okay, gotcha. Hey, you heard him, Steve? He said he just knew he wasn't black. But look though, I just gotta ask you because you know what? I like you little college muck. You know what I'm saying, motherfuckers, man? How they talk. Did you hear him use all these big words and stuff like that though? I'm glad I read a book.
Because I definitely dropped out of college 3 times.
It don't matter though. Some
finish.
people ain't even enrolled.
Nah, I feel it. I just like to learn shit.
Yeah.
I love learning shit.
So, race, nationality, and ethnicity. What is the difference in all three? Break them down.
Oh crap. I know one of them is like a social construct, and I know the other.
Make
one
it so a 5-year-old could understand.
All right. Damn, I need to learn more about the subject. One of them is like, where do you come from?
And which one is that?
Ethnicity. And then race is basically white, black. That is a label that you're put to be in a certain group. Mm-hmm. But the latter one, race, is just literally has nothing to do with anything. But that ethnicity is literally more about your genetics, your biology. It's more scientific.
Okay.
And not necessarily pertaining to like whether you know Spanish or not. It's more so like where has your genes been.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll give you about a B+ on that.
Thank you.
Do I give him a B+?
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
race,
average.
Race is black. This is what the umbrella, all that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Nationality is like a motherfucker might be. Where you from, G? Sierra Leone. You know what I'm saying? That's his nationality. And his ethnicity might be
an American? What are you talking about?
Yeah, shit. Shout out to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is what I want to ask you musically, right?
What kind of?
You got you a friend. Do you date white women?
No.
Would you?
No.
Okay. You got you a partner, a white partner.
Okay. I see where this is going.
Just somebody that you cool with.
Yeah.
Y'all having some lunch, and then the subject of Stevie Wonder come up. And he says this.
What does Stevie do?
He says this. Stevie Wonder, I mean, I don't see the big deal. I mean, to me, he's just overrated. I mean, why do people think he's great? Just because he's blind? Are you canceling him?
I'm educating him. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Stevie Wonder, I wish somebody would. Anybody, a nigga or otherwise, like would talk bad about Stevie.
Come closer to the mic.
Oh, about that.
You
but
good.
Yeah, nah. Stevie Wonder, too influential, too powerful, way too respected. Never, yeah, nah. We don't take that slander.
You know what I say?
What'd you say?
If there was a heaven, let's just say like the general public was in heaven and there was a VIP section of everybody that was really good at what they did, Stevie is in there.
Man, like, bro, he's so good he doesn't need to see. Like, it's that good. He plays every instrument and some. Like, oh my goodness, his songwriting incredible.
How many instruments do you play?
Like 2 at best, 3 when I'm feeling frisky.
You gonna say at best? You must have been watching Kevin Samuels. You're a 6 at best. Nah. You heard of Kevin Samuels?
Nah.
You haven't seen Kevin Samuels? You seen Kevin Samuels? Okay, it's this black guy. He dressed really nice in a dark room.
Oh, you talking about him? You talking about him?
Protect the Godfather at all costs.
Oh my goodness. That man is wild to me. That man is so wild to me. Like, what is his job? Like a life coach?
He's an image consultant.
What?
But he's actually speaking up on the beat. Now, his delivery could be a little different, but I'm going to tell you what his trigger warning is. His trigger warning is when women say that they would never date a man that makes $50,000, and that's the average black man in America, and all these women say they got to have a 6-figure guy and up, and they would never date nobody that made $50,000, and they got 2 kids by 2 different dudes, but didn't marry their baby daddy because he ain't good enough.
Then they lying. They definitely dating somebody like that.
Like what?
Like what they say they're not gonna date.
Okay.
Easy. They're just saying that because they on camera or they just have the platform to say whatever they're gonna say. But the reality of the situation is they gonna do whatever the fuck they gonna do.
Have you ever dated with a woman with kids?
No.
Okay. Well, then you haven't crossed that threshold of the actual when shit needs to be taken care of, and a motherfucker will try to bill you. They'll try it. Key word: try to or bill you. What's the key word? Try or bill?
I mean, the ones that's got to see it through. The bill, that's scary.
No, it should be try.
Really?
Because he'll let you bill you if you let them.
I'm about to say, because some people like that, though. They built like that.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll let them
What is your take on a woman saying that she want to fuck with you? You know what I'm saying? You need to make 6 figures and up, and her baby daddy, who she got 2 kids by 2 different men and didn't marry none of them, and they not good enough.
We are not having a conversation. We're not even in the same circle. Like, we're not even brushing by each other. We're not breathing the same air. Like, there's nothing to say to that because I just never had that type of interaction because I don't put myself in them situations.
Oh, they out. You know where they at?
Nope,
the church?
I'm not there.
Oh, they at the church.
They at the church?
Yeah, you just said it was a bunch of women in church.
I mean, yeah.
It's a bunch of baby mamas in church, man. I was going to church with a baby mama. You know who she was? My mother. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna keep it a whole buck with you.
Please do.
Most of the churches, I have been the youngest person by like 20 some odd years. So it's like a bunch of 50-year-olds, bunch of 70-year-olds. Like, you feel me? Super old, and I'm like,
none of them ain't never said, "Hey, why don't you come over and paint my fans?"
None. I ain't gonna lie though.
Okay.
My mom has definitely got I got an aunt or I got a niece that I could match up with your son.
Yeah.
But it's never been like nothing I actually like, oh yeah, let me do that. Cause that's just weird to me.
Why? Because you come from it's funny though that you say that because you come from the era of texting and stuff like that. Like back in my day, we used to have to see a chick and finally like chicks wasn't really giving you doing all these acts in high school that y'all just that the new generation is doing frequently, if y'all know what I'm saying.
I do not. I need you to clarify.
I'm saying you come from a generation that's kind of standoffish a little bit. Everything is through computer. Everything is never just one-on-one. So I don't even see how that. But then again,
I mean, I feel like I'm a relatively old soul.
Okay.
Especially being around a bunch of old people.
Yeah.
I would say I have geriatric tendencies.
Geriatric. Please tell me what that is. Does that mean old pregnancy or something?
No, like, certain body aches, my knees hurt, my back hurt. I go to bed super early sometimes, watch the news, watch Jeopardy. And
hold on real quick. We got to give homage to the train.
Oh, I feel it.
Oh, it just came and went. Damn, I need to buy some tickets like that. I might be in LA in about 50 minutes. Oh, there you go.
We need to give homage to the train.
You got to. You got to make it sound authentic.
Nah, it is authentic.
For sure. So, yeah, okay. So, break it down.
Never have I ever heard someone say that.
What?
Give homage to the train.
You got to count your blessings. Hey, if you didn't hear me say it, my partner would.
Man, ain't that the truth? What we talking about?
We talking about as far as like not feeling comfortable with somebody hooking you up with somebody.
Oh yeah, nah, it's like someone of the older generation hooking me up with somebody because it's like I'm gonna have a perspective, and if shit hits the fan, I don't want to be in it. I don't want to be involved. I'd rather be in a mess of my own making.
That's right.
Than, tie some people in.
Yeah,
it's like it'd be like losing a job that your homie put you on. It's like, damn, I don't want to let my homie down.
Gotcha.
I don't want to tarnish my homie's name and make, everybody look bad.
Gotcha. I can respect that. Can you respect that? Steve, could you respect that? Hey, he basically saying this. If he be a nigga.
Don't come back to me. Don't take that shit back to me. You heard it here first.
Hey, when he flipped to the page of Peter.
Then you can refer me. I'll be on my best behavior.
Hey, this dude is something else. You know what I'm saying? So look, check this out though. I like to ask all my fellow musicians this. If you could have made 4 songs, any genre, what 4 songs do you wish that you would have made? And I'm going to say mine.
Like, if I could make?
Like, what 4 songs do you wish that you would have made?
Oh, can I do albums?
No.
Because I don't know. I can't do a single, like, song.
Okay, fuck it. I mean, you're the guest. Change the rules.
Sure. I wish I did at least Zoom Bang 1996 by Bobby McFerrin, because that is crazy. That means I can use my voice better than anybody on this earth. I wish I would have made, what do I call it? Limbo by Amine. That one was crazy. And then I wish I would have made, ooh, Lord forgive me, Doggy Style by Snoop Dogg, because that album is insane.
Is it better than The Chronic to you?
Yes.
Is it better than All Eyes on Me to you?
Yes. That's because I like Snoop Dogg more. That's my bias. That is my bias.
Okay.
You're looking at me with a little bit of judgment.
No. It's just funny, though, because I've been talking about Snoop for 3 days, and it's funny that Snoop is just so mega that you can't get around Snoop, but, you know.
Because Snoop is the dude that lasted.
Yeah.
He survived and thrived.
And that's what I be talking about as far as, like.
You feel me? Dr. Dre ain't got no Bollywood hits. At least I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, he probably got some reggaeton hits. I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah. Bollywood, India.
Yeah.
Snoop got like several commercials.
Yes, they love Snoop though.
Everyone loves Snoop.
You know, and plus I hear like, you know, my mother said Snoop is cool. You know, because he probably looked like one of them old pimps from back in the day.
You got a gospel album. My mama loves Snoop.
Snoop touches everything.
Everything. He got a reggae album. Wait, what's my last album that I would make? Hold up. I need to look at my phone. I hate being put on the spot.
It's all good. I'm going to tell you mine's why I'm doing that. If I could have made 4 songs, the 4 songs I wish I would have made would be I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly.
So people can slap it?
Because you can play it anywhere.
Exactly.
I wish I would have made You Can't Touch This by MC Hammer. He was like my hero when I was little. Oof. I mean, he took over Hulk Hogan's spot. I wish I would have made Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Nah.
And This How We Do This by Montel Jordan. I wish I would have made them.
Yep. That's The Way of the World, Earth, Wind, and Fire, 1975. Those are the 4 things I wish I made.
4 albums?
4 albums.
Now, 4 albums that I wish I would have had something to do with or made. It's a toss-up between just I ain't gonna do this on all of them, but just this one, I wish I would have had something to do with damn, that's gonna mess up my next question. I wish Illmatic, Mary J. Blige's Share My World, Thriller, and probably Miseducation by Lauryn Hill.
Yep, that's revered. Yep.
Now check this out though.
What's the next question?
Say like you're in a college, right, with an older guy that's not black, that's about 70 years old, or a college professor, whoever.
Uh-huh.
And your homework for the Christmas break, right before, right, is to give them 2 albums, 2 hip-hop albums to introduce them to hip-hop. Whatever they is your decision. Just to introduce them to hip-hop, what 2 albums would you give them and why? Did you understand the question?
I did, but that was such a deep question. Oh my goodness, that's a loaded question. That's like, what represents hip-hop to you? What 2 albums?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I like how we tried to be a transformer.
Oh my goodness. Like, I don't know. I feel like if I give them something like Kendrick, this is gonna go right over their heads. But if I give them something like, you know, E40, that'll also go over their heads because E40 rap like hella fast.
Well, you know what? You got to be careful because E40 has been around a minute. So which E40?
I would say like,
because you're gonna give him an album, not an artist.
True, and he has like what? 60-something albums?
Something like that.
Him and Too Short had like the most albums.
You know what? Mozzie made about 40 albums in 1 year. Mozzie is crazy.
That's actually,
and then my brother said it don't. Was that you who said it don't count because it's a mixtape? Was that you? Mixtapes counter. I mean, if it's a project, it's a project.
No, mixtapes do not count.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why they should.
All right.
Lil Wayne, right?
I knew you were going to go there.
His song Dick Pleaser is one of the biggest hip-hop songs of all time. And it's a mixtape song.
But like No Ceilings, Dedication, which one? Sorry for the Wait. Like all those are legend. Like those are arguably hotter than his albums to some people.
Okay. And we saying the same thing.
But it's like some people.
You know what a mixtape is for? When you don't want to get your ass sued by the label. That's all that's for.
Facts.
I mean, I got to blow the whistle. I mean.
Oh, my goodness.
So what's your other song? I mean, your other album.
I haven't even chose any because I'm just still stuck. Because I don't know. I'd just be like, what do you like? And then I'd probably find some rapper that sampled it and be like. No,
it's you. It's not you sizing the person up.
I know, but I'm a reactionary person.
Gotcha. Well, want me to tell you what I picked?
Yes, please.
I would pick Death Certificate by Ice Cube. Have you ever heard that album?
Yes, I have. And
Death Certificate by Ice Cube. Why? Because I feel like that's going to actually send somebody on a, what is it called? A wormhole where they just start doing stuff. It's his second album, then you're going to go back to Kill at Will, then America's Most Wanted, and then the NWA and figure out what's up with it. It's going to send somebody on one. It's a saga in itself, and that album by far is the most political rap album in my life. It talks about the infectious gang culture, how it went from L.A. to St. Louis, and people was out there dying for a street they never heard of. Right. Unprotected sex, man's best friend, how it ain't a dog no more, it's a gun. And the list goes on, and it still got no Vaseline on there. And then I'm going, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Because that's going to bring somebody the power of the feminine energy in hip-hop, and it'll give people a different perspective on what they think rap music and hip-hop is. Do you know that there's a certain general consensus of motherfuckers that think that everybody that's in rap music wears gold chains and they hat on backwards like this? Talking about, yeah.
Right. That type of thinking scares me, though. Legit scares me.
Yeah, but it's a lot of that out there. Like, I work in Whole Foods. There's some people that walk up to me with fake black accents. In downtown Oakland.
The black accent?
Yeah, the black accent like
the
this.
Black accent.
Yeah, what time you get here today? Oh, you gonna leave at 6?
Make it sound like a country accent.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I mean, shit. See you when I get there.
Okay, so I think for one, I would definitely do Care For Me by Saba. That one is a pivotal album. I think it does a good job of giving like that spotlight to the non-gold chain wearing, the more realistic, introspective lyricism of, you know, an African-American, more specifically a Chicagoan. And I don't know for my second one, because I feel like it has to be more raunchy and turned up and more like explicit. Mm-hmm. So, hold on. I got to look up an Uncle Luke album.
Oh, he's going to say Uncle Luke.
Uncle Luke, yeah. I would definitely say like something like that, because I mean, Uncle Luke he's a godfather of party music. I feel like as it goes down for like when it comes to like moving your body type music and really understanding what parental advisory is, or
you know they got banned, right?
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy, because I always talk about in hip hop there's like templates. There's always a template going on. So when NWA came out, right?
Yeah.
No matter of fact, Public Enemy, it was a group. That was a template, a group. They were political. Then NWA, you had Luke and them, and you had Ghetto Boys in Houston.
Yeah. They're playing tricks on me. You
know, but the public, you know what I'm saying, the powers that be are looking at Public Enemy like, you know, they're Public Enemy because they political, and then NWA is a Public Enemy because they niggas with attitudes. And then they also looking at 2 Live Crew as being a Public Enemy because they got these ladies out there shaking their ass and promoting this sex culture. The world wasn't ready for that at that time.
Yeah, but that's why I feel like it sucks being the first person to do anything, because you have to deal with the fact that, yes, you have people who are willing to accept and line your pockets, but you also have to deal with the scrutiny of the people who don't accept and who will protest.
Of course.
And that type of scrutiny is just like, it's a lot. It's mentally taxing.
You know what something on my heart just said? At least they got paid.
Man.
Because a lot of people that are the first, especially in the rock and roll, a lot of people that, the famous white people that got on, those, they got a lot of that shit from black people.
No, for real. Like, rock and roll is invented by a black woman.
Now, this is what I want to ask you. Is rap music black or white?
Okay, so, you said rap music?
Is rap music hip-hop, is it?
Because KRS was talking about this, and he was talking about how, like, it wasn't because of the cultural unity that it brought. Like, the Asian people were, like, breakdancing and like, you had the Hispanics, like, tagging. You had the black people making music and whatnot. But, like, the four elements of hip-hop were literally occupied by different nationalities and ethnicities. So for the people at home, for the people at home, right? You got to say what the four elements of hip-hop are, because a lot of people don't know what they are. I'm going to need help, because that's why I said four and didn't explain them. What is it? Graffiti.
Yes.
Breakdancing, DJing, and MCing.
And what does MC mean?
Master of ceremonies.
Thank you, Drew. Okay. Watch this. Bruh.
You gotta do that.
Watch this.
You and me both. You and me both. Ow. Get my nose ring.
Hey, look. Cameron from New York. He looking like this. Hey, yo, you better not fuck this up.
Hey, but Nipsey smiling on me.
Nipsey smiling on me. Nipsey is smiling.
Good job, Good job. Woo, I'm sweating, because I was like, man, do I know this? Did I study hard enough?
Yeah, you did that.
Being a student of the game, because that's what happens when you don't go like to school for it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't.
But I mean, how old are you?
24.
Come on, man. You know a lot for your age. I don't expect you born in what, 1996?
Yes, sir.
I was crossing the stage.
Sheesh.
My son is 20. I'm thinking that you're a little older than that.
Oh, appreciate it.
I
got the gray hair to show for it.
I mean, did you think he was older than 24? Yeah, so I mean, you're not. Okay, you can't know everything.
But like, it's a weird stage. You can remember, like, it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Like, you're not supposed to have your shit together, but it's like you should be getting your shit together.
Yeah.
So it's that weird transitional period. You're approaching 30 and you're like, you get to do your 20s again, but with more clarity. But just like, damn, you kind of dragged your face through half of your 20s.
Well, watch this. The year, like two, like a toddler, right? 20-year-olds that start with two are kind of like toddlers, where they still think everything is mine, and they're kind of feeling like they're still indestructible. In your 30s, you still kind of feel indestructible. You're at your prime, being like a 3-year-old, but you're learning the concept of how to share, and the world ain't all about me. That's why 3-year-olds do shit like this. They get a bag of jelly beans, right? They got a mom and a daddy. They always share the nice jelly beans with their mama, but get the ones they don't want to their daddy.
Hello.
And that's what 30-year-olds do with their time. Like, oh, man, I ain't fucking with that motherfucker. That motherfucker ain't cool. And in your 40s, that's like being a 4-year-old. You understand consequences. When my son asked me to go play basketball, you know what I'm thinking about? How I'm going to feel afterwards. Not the game.
Yep.
And I can't wait till this shit over.
Nah, seriously, I be playing with asthma, so I'm like, I can't do this full court.
Yeah.
Like, I was playing in Maryland, and I had to ask for a sub, and everyone started clowning me, but I'm like, look, I keep playing. This is going to be my last dance. Like, this is it.
That fool said his last. That fool said his last.
And I took that personal. Like,
and you was at Maryland? In Maryland? That's near D.C.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's the state surrounding D.C.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's
different. So is D.C. in Maryland?
Yeah, they're fighting for statehood right now.
Or is it like on a line like Emeryville?
Nah, it's a literal square in the middle of
like
Maryland.
Piedmont in the middle of Oakland.
Yes, exactly. That is D.C. It makes no sense to me. But I have to keep like my comments low key, because them East Coasters are more standoffish. Like, they're not down for that conversation. They're like, hey, the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, hey, you know what?
This is my set.
You know, when you go to New York, they know you're not from there based on if you have a New York Yankee hat on or not, or something that says New York.
Man, you feel me? That nationalism, they have pride for where they're from.
Yeah. The East Coast is like that.
Yeah, and it's like we have such a boiling pot on the West Coast. It's like you know, where are you from? You from Iran? Like, you from Sudan? Like, are you from different part of the world? Like, no, I'm from different part of the country. Like, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I know some friends like that too.
Yeah.
But you really have like legit community and hubs of different, you know, nationalities out here. It's more like they're missing nationalities and cultures. So like there isn't too much Mexican food, but there's Peruvian rotisserie.
That's right.
That's crazy to me. So I'm coming back here. I'm feeding for tacos and a burrito because I ain't had them in a year.
That's right. I know exactly what you're saying.
Man, and the culture shock is so different because they're literally having thunderstorms. Every time it gets humid, it's like gonna thunder later.
Yep.
And it's like the roar of God talking to you, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, and the next day it'd be way too hot, and then the day after that it'd be raining. How Master B say, the size of red beans and bullets.
Hello, like, bruh, it is intense, and like it'll rain for 15 minutes, then it'll evaporate right off of you because it's so humid.
Yeah,
the humidity's no joke.
Have you been working with any artists out there on these?
I've been trying to get my feet wet out there. I've been doing more DJ shows.
Oh, DJ shows?
Mm-hmm.
You know how to DJ?
Yes. Anything pertaining to music, I'm down for it. And that's how you break your own remixes and stuff. You just gotta like do a whole little set and then just spin it, see what people are fucking with, see what they're not fucking with.
Gotcha.
Do some music psychology.
Have you seen DJ Tap 10 out there?
Tap 10, no, but I've heard of him.
Okay, gotcha. Shout out to Tap 10, honor roll, legendary motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've definitely been in that person's studio. Honor roll.
For sure. Before we get out of here, is there anything that you want to say that you've been working on that we may have missed?
Not may have missed. I know that we got some stuff with Michael Sneed in the not near but distant future, but we just, getting our wheels back. Definitely Don Quez, though. Hell of a ride. September 3rd, out on all platforms. I did like 3 tracks on there, but they bangers.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, thanks for coming through, man. This is one of my favorite producers, man. We worked real quick, you know what I'm saying? And he's definitely up and coming. I can't wait to see when he's 30. I definitely got to stick around for that. You know what I'm saying? Well, I am L-Deez, also known Lawrence One, for another episode of I Need to Know. And as usual, come on, you know what I want.
Yes,